And here we are, Friday again. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 5 o'clock and wow, another end of the week. Does anybody else have the same thing happen? Look at my hair, Christ. Does anybody else have the same thing happen where you wake up on a Monday morning and before you know it, it's Friday? It's like, what the hell is going on with time? Time, I know it's a currency. I know it's everyone's thing that they cherish the most. But literally, the weeks just go so fast. It's the end of financial year, and here I am again putting special offers out to the vendors to come and do some business and get rid of all of their excess budget that they've got to spend. Honestly, I do think the whole Meat Magic proposition is the best on the planet right now. I think it's the best ROI you could spend your money on. If you're a vendor and you're out there looking for something different to get access to, conversations, come here, because I think it's when I hear about the 1.2% return on the conferences, it just makes me wonder, why are people continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again? And the same things happen. They get fed up and pissed off, and then they go, and then they don't change. It's just mental situation. But anyway, it's Friday. Like I said, it's 5 o'clock, and this is a weekly thing that I do. I just come on here for 10 minutes. Give a quick shout out to a few people, a few vendors, and say thank you to a few of the execs who have been huge supporters of ours. And this week, and I get blown away by this sometimes as well, because there's a whole load of execs out there that obviously change jobs. But the one thing that's really happening a lot is that they come back to us to continue with the impact that they're making. And that makes me feel like we're doing the right thing. They're getting a great experience from the meetings, because otherwise, why would you continue to do it if it was not a good experience? So just a quick shout out to Luke Jarmain. People might know Luke from QBE. I think he was the head of cyber something up there, risk and compliance and all those long titles. But Luke has been an amazing supporter for us, and he's since left. But when he left, such a sweet bloke, when he left, he wrote an email to the CIO and introduced us to the CIO to take over from where he left off, which is an amazing thing for him to do, and pure validation for us, so thank you, Luke, for your support on that. And also to Anna Camarato. And Anna's, I think everyone might know Anna from Westpac and also recently NAB. Anna's, I think, moving on to pastures green and has passed the baton onto the new Chief Information Security Officer, Chief CIO over at NAB as well. So Paul Norman, welcome to the team, and we thank you for your support as well. I think Paul came from CBA years ago, so we probably we probably come across each other all those years ago with Michael Hart and Andrew Madazak and Adrian Hobbs and all the squad. I remember Commonwealth Bank was a big account for ours. I think I actually ended up selling. Andrew Madazak will know this. What year it was? Christ, I can't remember. 2006, 2004, maybe even earlier. We sold. I was with Drew Kelton, and we did the International Data Network for WIB. No, for Commonwealth Bank, institutional banking, and that network ended up becoming a network. I think we migrated from Frame Relay to MPLS, old school stuff. And that network, I think, is still in place today, which is amazing. So welcome to Paul. Look forward to working with you. And I wanted to just give a quick overview of something that we've actually implemented this week as well, which is really exciting. I've actually spent quite a bit of time sitting down on my bum, putting this thing called Walnut together. And I'm going to share it with you so you can have a look. Hopefully it all comes up pretty clear. But what it basically is, if you go onto the meatmagic.org website, and that's just meatmagic.org, you'll be able to see a demo. I don't think it works too well on mobile devices, but you'll have to have it on a laptop screen or a desktop screen. But basically, what you're going to get is a walkthrough of the platform before you actually sign up. So for any exec that's really interested in coming on board and having a look at what we're doing, I mean, you can see on the leaderboard, there's a whole lot of execs on there. There's hundreds and hundreds on the leaderboard, which you can go and have a look at. But this is how it works. So you log on to meetmagic.org and hit the How It Works button, and it will take you through this platform, and it will take you through this process, and it will show you just what we're doing, the things that the problems that we're solving for the execs. It's really simple. we're giving you access to your peers to learn from. We're calling it the Magic Circle. That Magic Circle is basically a closed user group for all of the execs that are on Meet Magic. You've got to have had a meeting with Meet Magic before you can join, but you get to engage with technology leaders on your terms, because we know a lot of the execs at the moment are getting bombarded with emails. So we're sort of taking a bit of the pain away, making something a little bit better and making a difference at the same time. So this is the tour of how it all works. So you basically log on, you put your details in there. You've got to be an exec that's in a company that's got 50 or more staff. That's the only prerequisite. At the moment, it's 50 or more staff. That might change a little bit down the track, but today you must be an exec that does that's in a company that's got 50 or more staff, not 50 or more people in your team. So this is a platform. When you complete your profile 100%, you'll be logged on and to this part of the platform, and this is where you get to make a difference and do some good at the same time. So let's take a look around. These on the top left is your number of meetings that you've completed. So that number goes up obviously every time you have a meeting. Every time you do have a meeting, we automatically update the impact. So that number is obviously, the more meetings you do, the more money goes to charity, which is amazing, because we obviously give $700 on your behalf. Our AI does all the tracking of this. So we've really made ESG easy. Now, one of the problems that the execs told us they've got obviously is too many emails. So we're taking that problem away by giving you less messing around backwards and forwards with the emails. So this is where all of your up and coming meetings take place. So less cold calls, less emails in your inbox. You can basically start to meet with the vendors on your terms when you are ready. Now, we know that every company wants to make a difference. So what we've done really is made it easy for you to connect and make a difference. So this is, for example, a message that's come in from Vicky. This is where all of your requests that are coming in, and you can actually sort them by new messages, old messages, deleted messages, declined requests, etc. When you look at this message that's coming in, they're going to be personalized. So this is the good thing. The people that want to come and meet with you are they will have read your profile, and they'll understand what you're all about because you've told us in your profile, and you'll be able to then suggest a time to them. The good thing is our AI does all the scheduling. So you will be able to, you'll love this in a minute. You'll be able to send an email, and you can do it either face-to-face. You can do it on Meet Magic Video. We've got video built into the platform, or you can do what I call do a Greg. And Greg, if you're listening, you'll know who you are. I'm not going to tell anybody who you are, but you can do a Greg. And what that means is, it means take me to lunch. So if you want to do a Greg, you can basically say in the platform, take me to lunch, and have a meeting over lunch and do some good at the same time. Show me where else you can do that. A lot of execs at the moment are setting some time every fortnight, and every second Friday, for example, they'll put an hour aside and they'll do some good. They'll use one of our meetings for that as a great way to give back to society, just sitting on your bum at work doing some stuff. Now, the good thing is, there are no pitching, there's no demos, there's no selling in these meetings. We've mandated to our vendors, go and have a conversation, because I think the execs today have the internet. They don't need you to go and pitch to them. They can do their own research. So by the time you get there, your job really is as a salesperson's job, is to actually build a connection. So all of the up and coming meetings are on the right-hand side here, as you can see. Look at that. And then you can literally join the meeting in our platform. If you've opted to take a meeting on the platform, we've built video into the platform. Very, very cool. After the call, we're going to say thank you, and we'll send some confetti. Yep, we are dopamine dealers. It's exactly what we call ourselves, because a lot of these meetings have the impact, and we've heard it time and time again. They improve your mental health, they boost productivity, they help teams engage, and they're helping to attract talent into the business. Amazing from these meetings that we've just set up. We had no idea these sorts of things were going to come out, but they have. After you've had that meeting, the AI does all the updating of the platform, and all the impact that you've made is all captured and registered succinctly. That's Rory. I'm talking about that in a minute. This is the best bit now. The Magic Circle. This is what's coming in a couple of weeks. Very, very cool. So all the execs told us they want a closed user group to meet with the other execs so they can have some conversations with them, peer networking, all of that sort of stuff. So that is exactly what we're building. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be basically down the middle, a news feed where you can post and share and comment and like and all that sort of stuff, and follow other execs. And then there'll be a messaging piece in there where you can send some messages to each other and talk to each other. We're also going to be recommending some certain execs for you to meet with based on your own profile. So if you've got a profile that, I don't know, maybe you like Nottingham Forest, we'll connect you with Nottingham Forest fans, or maybe connect you with me. But maybe your interests are, could be anything. Could be technology related, could not be technology related, might be sport, might be running. We'll match you with people based on everything that you tell us your interests are. We're also going to be adding some research papers into this. So research papers from the universities, for example, around cybersecurity and etc. So a lot of great value in the Magic Circle, just in the fact that you can talk to your peers about things, problems that you've got, challenges that you're faced with, etc. That's going to be very, very cool, and that is probably the number one reason why you should join Meet Magic. You're not going to be able to get onto the Magic Circle until you've had your first meeting. So I'd suggest you sign up now and get cracking. So we've added a few podcasts in here, a whole lot of execs who tell us how to engage with them. So that's more for the salespeople rather than for the execs. But like Steve Jerkovich says, no one's got time to waste time. And so that's really it. So help us spread the word. We'll then do all the, you can sign up, or, you might want to continue with the status quo. And I've been a bit cheeky here because, yes, going to another trade show this week, boring. And so we're sort of, we're trying to make it a little bit, we're trying to make the way you go out and find information, the way you engage with the vendors, the way you search for that information, we're trying to make that a little bit better than the way it is today. And so far, it's working. It's working really, really well. The execs love the meetings. They keep coming back and doing more. So massive shout out to the new execs and the returning execs. We're very, very grateful for that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our plans and a little bit about our problems and a little bit about, let me just see if I can stop sharing the screen. Stop sharing. Okay. A little bit about our plans, our problems, and our progress. So our plans at the moment, we've engaged a firm called Kettering, who are helping us identify the way we go into the US market, because we think obviously there's a bigger market up there with a whole lot of execs who are purpose driven. It's obviously just a much bigger market from an altruistic perspective. So we're about to start that soon. The Magic Circle, I've just expanded on that. Those plans really are the two key things that are happening over the next few weeks, which we're really excited about. I think the US expansion stuff, or the planning of the US expansion, is something we're doing, because we've tried this twice now. We've tried to hire 2 people in the US. It just doesn't work out. You've really got to put some systems or put some structure in place. So we're going through that with Kettering. It's a proper market entry type service. So I'm excited to kickstart that next week. One of the problems that we've got, and talk about plans, problems, and progress. One of the problems that we've got, and if anyone's got any ideas on how to solve this, I'd be interested. Is calendaring. I mean, there's some execs use their work calendar, some execs don't. Some execs use their personal calendars. Has anybody come across anything out there which would capture both at the same time and solve the problem of a meeting being missed, for example, because it wasn't captured in your calendar? There must be a way to probably schedule 2, but I'd love to have a conversation with anyone that's got anything around that. Progress, I think we had a call this morning with our team, just an update on year stuff. And it is the end of financial year, and we've actually had the biggest year of our lives so far. So, from a numbers perspective, everything is up. Everything is like more than double up, I think, on last year from a revenue perspective and a giving perspective, which is absolutely amazing. And everyone's seen the donations that we've been giving out, which is really cool. And what I'm really happy and pleased about is the team, Vicky, Priyanka, and Rebecca, and Christine, and Maya, and everybody. The team have really done a great job of not just keeping the numbers going, but building a platform at the same time. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of work that goes into planning and designing and releasing and getting something built. And then all of a sudden, when you built it, it doesn't just stop there. You've got problems that occur when you release new features. Something else breaks, and so as you're going through your day trying to do your job, you've got something that's broken, so you've got to go and fix it. And so there's all this stuff that happens, and the fact that we've maintained a higher number than we have last year and built this platform is a massive credit to the team. So I'm very, very grateful for everyone about how they've done that. It really is a beautiful way to connect with people, but it's literally, it makes me proud that we've actually got to the end of the financial year this year, and we've had a lot of success. The success in terms of brand building has been huge. So from an exec perspective, I hope that demo gave you a bit of a walkthrough. And what I wanted to do now is just walk through the salesperson's one, because from a vendor perspective, if you're a vendor and you're looking at new ways to spend money, you can do your roundtables. I call them snouts in the trough because it's typically what they are. Most people just turn up and eat and have a chat and go home, and there's not a lot comes out of that. And you can say otherwise, but we've heard all the reports from people that have been fed up from all the different tactics that have been applied, and some work, some don't. It's hit and miss. And I think the problems that we're solving for marketing teams try and get meetings with execs, and it's slow, it's costly, and it's unpredictable. And that is typically the problem that we've solved for marketing teams. So we've flipped that on its head, and we've made it low cost, we've made it quick, and we've made it predictable. So it's the opposite of their problem, which I'm pretty grateful that we've actually managed to solve that for. And let me just share this screen with you, and I'll show you this is the salesperson's version of the execs that I've just shared with you, and it's exactly the same. We've used this very cool tool called Walnut, and we're going to start to use a lot of these in the platform to help people self-serve. You can have these little guided demos that take you through the process, which really give you an understanding of what we do. This here is an understanding of what we do from a sales perspective, and I kind of like it because I'm a sales guy at heart. I've got a marketing what do I call it? I've got a fire in my belly for marketing. Anything that's funky in marketing, I fundamentally love it. I think that's probably why I've reached out to Rory Sutherland and asked him to be our chief evangelist, because he's just a marketing genius. But this is the salesperson's version. Okay, so when you log onto the Meet Magic website, if you go to the How It Works button up here and click on the How It Works for partners, you'll be able to see it. Basically, the demo's in there. Not so good on mobile, not so mobile friendly because you need a bigger screen, but this is pretty much what it is, a guided demo. So again, click up there and enroll. You've got to be approved. We're not just going to let any Tom, Dick and Harry come in. This is a private group. If you want to, we've got to make sure we're a fit for each other. We might not be a fit. So you've got to basically take that chance and sign up and have a look. The whole point for salespeople, no more cold calling. This is probably a salesperson's dream, to be able to connect with people like Andrew Matazak, who's very senior over at Commonwealth Super, and to be able to get time with Andrew. So how do you do that today? You can call him, stalk him, harass him. You can do all that. You might get in, you might not, but here you will. So this is the same sort of thing. Every day you're going to get up to 10 new matches. And those matches will be based on the criteria that you've set. If you've told us that you're interested in CIOs of certain different size companies, you can see Elon Musk is in there, the Chief Information Officer of Planet Mars. You'll be able to get these requests or these matches when they come in. So the AI will work in the background, and based on your preferences, will suggest people for you to meet with, based on state, time, location, etc. So let's say you've just been matched with a CISO in Singapore. You can then click on his profile and literally send a message into him. So you can be hyper personal about it. So you can read in Moran's bio what his interests are. You would then be able to tailor make a message and send that to Moran. You've got to obviously have paid money to us to be able to send that message. So it's a subscription model. That's how we make our money. We charge a subscription, and then we give 70% of the meeting fee away. If you're not interested in that particular person, you can dismiss it. And this is where a little bit of the magic happens. So as you dismiss an exec that you're not interested in, we'll put a new one up there. And you can only have 10 of these because we don't want you to go in there and sit there all day and have a glass of wine and just keep flicking through them. The whole point of this is they've been tailor-made specifically based on your requirements. So if you've told us it's CIOs of certain size companies, they're your target market. That's what you've asked for. And so that's what we're giving you. So your job is to sit down and really get personal about that message that you send. So no more of this spam rubbish, no more of this automation crap. You're going to send something that's really going to resonate, and the exec's going to get that and going to go, yeah, okay. And you're probably going to get a meeting. So read the bio, which is very, very important. Again, what's going to happen? The exec is going to send the calendar invite to you as a salesperson. So this is now the exec saying, yes, I'm interested in meeting with you. Here's some time in my diary. Come and have a conversation. And same sort of thing on the date of the meeting. Click on the Meet Magic video link. It's a blue one just in the upcoming meetings box. And same sort of thing. You hop on a video call and have that chat. No demos, no PowerPoints, no hard selling. No one cares about your data lake unless it's got a boat on it. So don't start flogging tin and doing all that points, all those features and benefits. No one really cares. Your job is to build a connection and share some stories about the tech and how it's working, how it's changing society, or whatever it is that you're doing. So consult, don't sell. And I often say this, your success will be defined in how many problems you've solved, not in how much product you've sold. And it's a very simple strategy. Don't go in there. Here's a pro tip for you. If you ask for money, you might get some advice. But if you ask for advice, you might get some money. Let that sink in because it's a really powerful statement. I heard that from Peter Baines, who's a very, very cool philanthropist. Again, some podcasts. You can go and have a click of those and have a chat. And at the end of that demo, there are two and this is me not just saying, I'm not just saying this as the best ROI globally. It is. And when you look at this, there's two case studies in here. You can either stick with the status quo and go and spend your 20 grand at your conference and stand there and lose your soul for 2 days. Or you can come here and give us your 20 grand and you go and have 20 meetings. If you can't find any business in 20 meetings, you probably want to either close your business or go and find another salesperson, because that's 20 conversations with 20 execs. That's a lot of business. You'd never get that sort of level of conversation at a conference. It just doesn't happen. I know it. Everyone knows it. It's a big elephant in the room. No one talks about it because you've actually spent some money and you want to get the return out of it. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Go and have a look at these deals. I put them open. There's two case studies in there. One's Informatica and one's Macquarie Cloud. Macquarie Cloud, when you read that, look at the blue box at the bottom, the biggest deal ever they closed. So very exciting stuff. Anyway, that's it for my, have I stopped sharing my screen? Okay, yeah. That's it for my Friday update. I think I've talked too much yet again. But thanks again to all the new execs and all the support this week. I wanted to actually have a big shout out. Let me just find the screen share or the thing that we talked about this morning. So this is something that we're really proud of. We're starting to look at the top 10 execs and the top 10 members for the month. And amazingly, and I'm really proud of this, Danielle Handley from Bupa is our number one exec at the moment. She's a female, which is really cool because we haven't got enough females. And so Danielle, thanks for your support. We're very, very grateful. You are top of the list right now in terms of record count of numbers of meetings that you've had in June. So, and then we've got Glenn Watterson, Louis Egina from Macquarie Bank, Simon Rita, you're a legend, Aidan Bradley, Andrew Dean, Ben Taylor from the ATO, Christopher Melville, Dan Maslin, and David Webb from Westpac. They're the top 10. So I just want to say a massive thank you. Have a cracking weekend. Have a good long King's birthday holiday. And then I wanted to say a big quick shout out to our top members for June so far. And these are all probably the top 5 who have had the most meetings so far. Transmit Security, so Richard and the team, Alteryx, Full Story, Live Person, and Mate. Those 4 or 5 companies, huge supports of ours. We're very, very grateful for your business and obviously all the impact that you're making along the way at the same time. So Danielle, you're a legend. It's one of my pets as a single dad of a daughter with a team mainly of females. One of my pet hates at the moment is the fact that we don't have enough female execs. And every time it's not like we don't ask the same amount of women as we do men. For some reason, we just don't have enough women saying yes. So when I see people like Kathleen McKay coming back, it makes me happy. And I know we've got a few females on board, but we really need to get more females, because this is great for your personal career. It's great for your brand. It's great for everything. So anyway, that's my Friday update. If anybody's watched West Ham or not, played the European Cup the other day, wow, what a game that was. Anyway, I've got some comments in here I haven't watched. Brendan, hello mate, nice to see you. I didn't see these messages. that was actually what I was going to do. I was give a shout out to a lot of the execs in New Zealand, and I didn't do that because there's a massive opportunity. Brendan Pongia, who's on here at the moment, has basically brought every single exec to the table in New Zealand that we've got on our books, and there's loads of them. If you're a venture capitalist and you've got a company that you've funded, and you're all about growth and trying to grow, New Zealand represents probably one of the biggest opportunities right now through Meet Magic. There's so many amazing execs on our platform over there, and for the life of me, the vendors don't seem to be looking at it. I don't know why. Maybe it's our job. We're not doing a good enough job of promoting it. But I can tell you right now, it is low-hanging fruit. If you're a vendor and you're looking for growth, New Zealand is your market. And if you want the founder level support, I will work with you. So if you want to come and do some business with us, if you want to do it before the end of July, before the end of June, because it's the end of our financial year, if you want to do some business before the end of June, come and have a chat with me. Get me on LinkedIn, whatever. Call me. I'm pretty accessible. I will give you founder level support. And what that means is I will sit with you, I'll understand your business, and I'll tell you where to go. And that will shorten your sales cycle and make your path to revenue a hell of a lot quicker. And we'll work with Brendan in New Zealand to make that happen for you as well. For example, there's two VCs, two private equity companies in New Zealand. I think Pioneer and another one, I forget the other one's name. And there's probably about 30 or 40 companies under their portfolio, which you go and have one conversation there. There's 30 or 40 conversations that you're going to have from one meeting. I don't know where else you can do that. And so we've got access to those sorts of conversations. So New Zealand, and Brendan, we love you. Always have, always will. Have a good weekend over there too, Brendan. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you next week. Laters.